Greetings and welcome to another thrilling and exciting episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host, and this is for the week beginning with Friday, October 4th, 2019. And Aries, she can really kick your ass. I mean, that is the truth of it. She's upset with the materialism that took place between Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. And it's like, you don't need that crap. I'm getting rid of it. And you're like, oh no. And it's like, but she also is really good at coming at what is the truth, because mula is the root. It means roots. And it's about healing. And it's about depth. And when you're really surfacey and you're just given that lighthearted information, the mula person, it's like the lion's tail goes up and it's like, oh, wait a second, my bullshit meter is up. This is not real. I am not going to accept this at all. And so, and for people that are like into Western astrology, if your sun was in Mula, you'd be born between the 16th of December and the 29th of December. Yeah. You're born in one of those days, you've got that. And regardless of your gender, you probably have had some pretty crazy women in your life that have just like totally turned your world upside down, regardless of whether you're a woman or a man. Because Naritri, she does that. And my experience is, people who have this particular moon. But here's the thing is this moon is also intuitive, it's rewarding, and it's clearing space for good fortune. It's clearing the space so that you can do better. Because it is Sagittarius and it is Jupiter ruled, and it's saying, if you're not on the spiritual path, then get off the road, because that is the only path to take you into that old age, into that place of moksha, of final release. So that's my thing on Mula. It's ruled by South Node of the Moon, K2. So a lot of our past life trauma and hard karma, she's going to take care of that. It's not always fun. But there's also incredible insights, incredible research, incredible truth, unshakable stuff. And it's getting rid of the bad karma to create the most wonderful, magical, good karma. And there can be a life of luxury that comes after this, or even with this. All right, so that is Mula Nakshatra for today. That's where the moon is at. In Western astrology, this moon is going into the sign of Capricorn at 10:43 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And what other wonderful things have happened? Well, we had all these planets move. Well, now we've got Mercury in Scorpio. And Venus is about to move into Scorpio on Tuesday at 10:06 a.m. And so, and I also want to say Hatzmaneach to my friends of the Jewish faith, because these are the holy days. We're in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So Yom Kippur happens on Wednesday. And so, it's a day when people fast from sunset on Tuesday night to sunset Wednesday night, and it's holiest of holy days. And also moon will be in Pisces that day in Western astrology, so it's really a good meditative, let's just do this, and without any other further ado, so we're on this waxing moon cycle here, we're sign by sign. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Mars is in Libra in Western astrology. Yeah, Mars is going in the tropical sign of Libra, boom, with the sun. Whatever that's good for. I know. No, I shouldn't be so mean. Anyhow, sign by sign, starting with you, Aries. Greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So now this is a place, that relationships get a little bit more dangerous right now, because there's all this will. The sun says, I want it this way. And good relationships are about compromise. And Mars is like, no, I'm right there with the sun. And Mars and sun are real good buddies. It's kind of like Mars is sort of like the Secret Service for the sun. especially when it's in Scorpio. It's like, that adds the secret part. But in Libra, it's like, hey, we gotta, be peaceful. Now, what's like the good Libra martial art is called Aikido, because it's got that. It's about the least amount of resistance and the least amount of violence to protect yourself. And it's very spiritually based. So I recommend Aikido as a good martial art. It comes from Japan. It's a lot like Jiu-Jitsu, balance and weight. Anybody can do it, regardless of gender. And if you have the right spiritual frame of mind, you're going to get really good at it. And that would be good for you, Aries. And no, things are intense. Mercury and Venus moving into your 8th house. There's a lot of passion and there's a lot of stuff you can't change, and you need to have the wisdom to know how to deal with that. And Jupiter's helping with that wisdom. And career work and past life stuff, your karma with the public. It's kind of going to come to a head this weekend, and so it's good to be just aware of that as we're moving through this. Okay. Well. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Libra and, Sun and Mars in the 6th house, so taking care of health issues. When we go into fall, the weather changes, it gets windier, there's dust, there's pollen, there's all types of stuff. And it can affect your immune system. And, taking a little bit of, vitamin D3 can really help because you're not getting enough sun anymore, which is a healing factor for your immune system, for all kinds of things. A little bit of zinc, vitamin C, you want to boost yourself up. A lot of my Vedic teachers have said, watch out for the flu and stuff this winter, that, this could be a really crazy winter for illnesses. And, some people will, get themselves injected with something. I don't really know what to think about it because I know a lot of sometimes not everybody receives those the best way, and they don't always back it up with, oh, we're sorry you had a reaction. Oh, gee, I'm sorry you're sterilized. It was an accident, kind of on purpose, but, so, just, think before you get shot. The other thing is, I know, herd immunity. Yes, I get it. I think in most of my generation, we had herd immunity because we all had measles, chickenpox, and mumps when we were little kids. So, in those days, it wasn't killing most of us. So I don't know. I think there's a much weaker breed of humans out there. So they're all dependent upon artificial medicines and all kinds of weird things to keep themselves alive. It's like, oh, okay. So Taurus, you know about this stuff, right? Stay healthy. So Venus moving into your 7th house. This is a beautiful thing with Mercury. Mercury in your 7th house, you become the sweet talker. Venus in your 7th house, you become sensual. It's like, ooh, partners are coming to me. They're loving me. I'm getting the love. I'm going to get loved up the way I want to be loved up. And even Jupiter in the 8th house, it's like other people are rewarding you, and now all these planets this weekend are in the 9th house. This is a really good getaway weekend if you wanted to go somewhere, have fun, if you're in Northern California. You could go to the Hose Down Festival in Gwenda. It's a great festival. It's so much fun. I think you'd meet somebody, you might have a good time. And your social life, if you keep it on the spiritual thing, it's going to be good. And, there's karma right now with education and information and what's real and what's not real. And, I think everybody sees half the glass. They see half the story. You don't see the whole thing. And so this is important to keep that kind of mindset right now. It's like you're not necessarily seeing the whole thing. And it's like, you don't have to be attached to that. All right, so greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So now Mercury's in the 6th house. Venus is moving in the 6th house. So Venus moving in the 6th house, get yourself a nice outfit for work, make yourself look a little nicer at work. And, That's a good thing. And then the other thing is you've got some creative juice right now with Mars and the Sun. Mars and the Sun are empowering you. Be a better teacher. Be a good phys ed teacher with Mars there. Also with the Sun. Giving vitality, and being in your heart. And, and then, fall and winter we have to work harder. It's more survival mode. We work harder because we have shorter days and we got to work really hard while the light's still there with us. And relationships should be good. Jupiter is rewarding you. I think for female Geminis, if you were, on the husband search or, that he'd show up more likely during this period. Of course, we don't always recognize what's good for us. We often sabotage that, or we have karma to go through. So it's not your fault. It's just that you're human, okay? And being human is tough. I mean, I've been at this human thing for a while now. We'll say at least several decades. And it's rough. And there is all these planets in your 8th house, so that is about unjust rewards. So, bad things happen to everybody. It rains on the just and unjust alike. So if you're having a hard time, best thing to do is ask for help. So that's all I'll say about this weekend. Ask for help. But don't be overly ambitious, that is not going to do it right now. So, there, I said it. All right. So, greetings, Cancer. And welcome to your horoscope. So, we talked a little bit last week about, North Node in the 1st house and how that gives desires to have no bottoms, but it also makes you feel like a foreigner in your own country. I think that's what my cameraman went through. He went to Southern California and he says, I felt like a foreigner. Everyone was of a majority of probably indigenous south of the border persuasion, and that, so somewhat culturally different and not as proficient in American English. So there was some communication blocks. Can't get your food the way you want it. It's tough stuff. Neptune, spiritual planet in the 9th house. That's kind of what's helping you. It's like your spiritual life. That's what's keeping you going. Also, we've got, Venus moving into your 5th house. So there's going to be more creativity. There's going to be more love. Mercury's there. You're having fun. You're telling jokes. You're liking your kids. If your kids have kids, you probably like them too. You're concerned about their spiritual well-being and their life. And, things turn around, it's like, the 5th house is your kids, the 9th house is your grandkids, and then the 1st house becomes not only you, but it becomes your great-grandkids, because it's 5 from the 9th. It's your grandkids' kids. Yeah. And I definitely seen this, I look at my granddaughter and then I see my mom and I'm like, they're kind of alike. They look a little bit alike. There's some similarity of vibe. They're both petite and cute and friendly and, all these things. I'm like, oh, okay, I recognize this. It's coming around. So more astrological secrets to be revealed on the Planetary Persuader, folks. So Cancer, I think you're going to make it. And actually this weekend looks romantic for you. You could be a lover if you can just get through, be thankful for the hard things and just be the lover. Be the lover. We all want to be the lover. Okay. Well. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. So what I'm seeing for you is, just like I said last week, it's mostly things happening in your 3rd house with Sun and Mars. So becoming a leader in your own community and organizing even family reunions amongst siblings. This could be a good time for that. Writing a book, keeping a journal, doing some artwork, writing a song, playing music, all those things. Working with your hands, even making pottery or building bird houses, whatever it is you do. This can all workout right now. Jupiter in the 5th, lovely position for it. You know, you're loving your children. You're in your heart space. You're loving that. Health issues. You know, you gotta watch your health right now as the season changes. You're much more vulnerable with Saturn and South Node and Pluto and even the moon this weekend. So I would say, you know, this is a good time to, you know, just take care of business around the house and get organized. But I wouldn't, you know, push the waters too much. You know, just take it easy, and you're going to be okay. And then we'll talk about Virgo. So, greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay. This is a good weekend for doing creative stuff. You know, getting your creative mojo on, working on that creativity. You're able to make money. And I think when Mars is in the second house, we always have to be careful not to say anything too harsh, you know, because what's the problem with us Virgos, right? It's like we're natural critics, you know, we know what's wrong with the world. You know what? It takes no genius to know what's wrong with the world. You know what really takes genius is to know what's right with the world and to support something that's good and be committed to a good cause and then resist other people's criticisms while you're supporting the good. That's what needs to take place, is recognizing what's good and supporting that and moving with that. That's going to help. But you've got some good creative gifts with, you know, Venus moving into your third house and Mercury moving into the third house. You've got a lot of intelligent resources and research to what you have to say and do. You're feeling more comfortable in your own skin, at your home, with your family, and your creative mojo is coming on. And yeah, I mean, that spiritual relationship is coming, so just don't worry about it. Keep doing you. Keep doing the Virgo thing that's good, you know. Because I know we're irresistible. You know, regardless whether it's just moon we're talking about or rising sign or sun. There is that resisting, because Virgo is a wilderness, you know. It's that untouched place, and nothing's going to heal you like the wilderness. Okay. Greetings, Libra. Now, Libra is so refined. Welcome to your horoscope. And this is your time of year, so you're the flavor of the month, right? You know, what flavor would Libra be? Oh, in ice cream, I'd say they're Neapolitan, you know, so they have these choices, you know, strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. You know, I get it all. And you have more energy. You know, Mars is in the first house with the sun, you know, and so it's like, let's move forward, you know, let's move forward. And Mars and the sun, I mean, they're not quite yet in the, like, they're not going to be in combustion, but they're working together. You know, they're working with each other to bring a more just world, to bring a more aesthetically pleasing world, to bring a world, you know, you could be a good matchmaker too. You know, get people in relationships. Money's coming in. You know, economically things improve a lot this week for you. That's positive. You've got good things to share. I mean, sometimes you want to exaggerate about stuff, you know, right now, because it's just like so many things have happened that's over the top. Now, the home life is kind of tough, you know. A lot of things dealing with your parents, dealing with family, older people, grandparents, that you know, they might be having a hard time right now. And then health issues as well. You know, you've got to take care of yourself. With Neptune transiting the sixth house and stuff, you know. Good medicine, you know. Take care of yourself. Don't eat too much sugar. Don't do too much caffeine. You know, flour products, things that are going to kind of strip down your immune system. You want to just sort of, you know, back off from those. Do something nice. Niceness is good. Yeah, and you know, you're hoping for your dream job, but you have to settle for the reality of what is. Well, that's hard stuff right now. Okay. Well, hello Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. You know, 12th house is a house of losses, you know, and so, you know, you have to kind of cut your losses. But at the same time, you've got all this energy. You're like, that lost stuff is temporary. And I'm grateful, you know, I'm grateful for what I'm being taught, you know, by the truth of the sun and by the getting rid of evil of Mars. And so there's a spiritual cleanup that's kind of going on in Scorpio's life. And it can be dangerous if you're not on the spiritual path. So if you don't believe in that stuff, you're just kind of going to go along unconscious, all right, go ahead, you have it that way. I know a lot of people like that because it's just, they don't have the curiosity, and they might actually, it's a way of showing bravado instead of being scared. When they might actually be really scared. And that's a lot of, like how a lot of bullies are, you know, it's like they show a certain amount of bravado and anger, but they're not at that core thing. And this weekend is all about getting down to that core because of that Mula moon. You know, Mula's like, the retreat, she's like, I am not having this. No. You know, and so you want to keep yourself in check. And we do that with our siblings, we do that with our friends. And we want to communicate good things, be patient with others, understand what they're feeling, demonstrate more empathy. Because most of these grahas, most of these planets, you know, are in the self side of the horoscope right now. So it's easy to get self-obsessed. Because my daughter always called me on that. Don't make it about you. I'm like, well, I don't, you know. If I make it about other people, there's a good chance I'm going to ruin their life. Might as well make it about me. Oh, boy. She's so tackle. All right. Greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. You know, it's all about your social situation in a lot of ways. And now we've got Venus and Mercury moving into your 12th house, so it's like, oh, it's he said, she said, he said stuff, you know. Oh, the karma of he said, she said. So people get really worked up about things like that. I'm like, I had an old boss, like, had like one of these made up stories. She was like, you said the whole place was going down since 2006. I'm like, no, I did not. Where did you hear this? I'm like, oh, the rumors and how they fly. It's like, I can't even keep track of it. But, you know, you've got this good fortune of Jupiter in your first house right now. And, you know, you've got Saturn on one side and then Venus and Mercury on the other. You know, along with, and so you're kind of hemmed in by a lot of stuff. It's like the karma of your love life and young people that are dear to you on one end, and then the other thing is like these older people and authority figures that want something from you and this karma to pay back. You still have to kind of negotiate and navigate all this stuff. And just like Scorpio, it's like it is all about you right now. It's like most of the planets are on the personal side of the chart, so you're really feeling that. And you know, it's like the North Node is kind of holding the whole thing together, you know, in Cancer, and it's like, okay, and that's in the 8th house, so it's like if you don't allow yourself to let go, to release, and say, hey, I'm not in control, I don't understand it, you won't get what you need. And you know, you have a good group of friends right now, you have a good social life, you know, you got some guys that have your back, but you know, you're gonna have to take it up a notch, and that's the way it goes. So greetings, Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope. So you know, having Moon, Saturn, Pluto, South Node all in the first house, quite the stellium this weekend. I would just say thank you for the gifts I have. You know, the gifts are consistency, good planning. Gifts are having more insight. The gift is having somewhat of an intuition that's working, and an ability to get rid of things that aren't necessary. I mean, that's the gift. And right now your career is on fire. You're burning, so you're responsible, and you got these things to do and take care of. And every employer wants to get as much out of you as possible. And, sometimes just coming in with a good attitude. You have really great friends right now. Your social life is getting better. And there is a karma in your love life that you're wanting partnership. And, you have some things from the past that that are personal and dear to your heart that you're trying to work with and work on. But be fun, be surprising, play games. Games are fun. Games help. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome your horoscope. So glad you're here. Libra time is a good time for you. It's mostly the ninth house, and so that's higher learning. It's foreign languages, foreign cultures. It's taking risks. It's going far away places, even other states, different cities, and it's learning. It's always about the learning, and it's, even going into your spiritual life, saying, I'm going to help others, going into an ashram, giving yourself time to meditate, and really regroup so you can feel yourself reset, have a nice little reset for yourself. Take care of health issues. Look at your karma. Your karma house is full this weekend, so this would not be a good time to just do stuff. I would lay low, spend as much time in bed as you can, because pleasures of the bed, 12th house, it's going to help. And take in a lot of spiritual wisdom this weekend. That's what's really going to help Aquarius, because they're both Jupiter kind of ruled houses, the 12th and the 9th, and that's where all the action is. Okay? All right. So we're wrapping it up here. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome your horoscope. It's like Libra times that 8th house experience, which is like, oh, I have to release. It's other people are in power, they're in charge, and I got to let go, and I'm sort of impatient. But remember, the 8th house is also good yard sales, underground economies, other people giving things to you, gifts. It's a house of unjust rewards. And then you have a good social life. There's a lot of money fluctuations of wins and losses. And depending on having a good relationship with Saturn or not, Saturn's going to give you either jewels or dust. So if you've been good and you've been disciplined, you're going to make some money. There's going to be something there for you. And it's like kind of a social weekend for you. It looks like actually like a lot of fun. You're going to have fun this weekend. And if you do have fun this weekend, I want to have you put it in the comment thing and tell me about it. You like this video, you like this kind of astrology, please don't hesitate to contact me. Subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, share it with friends, put it on your Facebook page or Twitter or wherever you put it, Instagram, I don't care. Wherever it goes, we want it there. Thank you for being here. Look forward to hearing from you. KozMcKev with the Cosmic Forecast Planetary Persuader. I'm out.